Good morning, folks. This is Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project at 10:50 a.m. Mountain Time on Saturday, October 14th, 2017. What you're looking at is what's happening to our videos currently on our channel. They're getting demonetized because they're not suitable for most advertisers. Last night, I spent 5 hours making a 10-minute video for you guys on a grand solar minimum update, including crop losses, animal losses, dying penguins, erupting volcanoes, earthquakes worldwide, an uptick in seismic activity, and other topics. And they didn't allow me, at the moment I uploaded it, it got banned. So what I'm going to do is try to chop these videos up into smaller pieces, and that way we can actually get some of these videos up, and I don't spend 6 hours for nothing. It's crazy. So we're going to start that today by doing a quick video on grand solar minimum update and animal losses due to extreme weather. Now, penguins are dying in a catastrophic Antarctic breeding season. If you saw Suspicious Observer this morning, you got an update on that. I had this posted last night, and it didn't allow me to share it with you. But what's happening in Antarctica, and the media and the mass media and the mainstream and NASA and NOAA aren't really being truthful, is that the last 10 years have seen world record ice. The most amount of ice in recorded history has occurred in recent time in Antarctica. And one of these times was back in 2012 when they had massive Adelie penguin losses, and then this year. And it is not caused by global warming, folks. It's caused by unusually high amounts of ice late in the season. You don't get unusually high amounts of ice in a global warming world. You do get it in a world that has cyclic, catastrophic climatic changes like the one we live in, though. And that's the reality. It's the second season in 5 years. No chick survived in 2015. And this is not because of global warming. This is because we're going into a grand solar minimum, and Antarctica responds first because it's already covered in ice. And what happens there is the albedo effect is very quick because there's already a large surface area with snow, which is reflecting the sun back into space and causing extreme cooling in that area. Because none of the heat penetrates below the surface of the snow, that's what causes the cooling. So we have a particular species of South American penguin struggling to survive. Now, they should be worried about the penguins, not the polar bears. The polar bears have been increasing to record levels in decades, and yet they're still worried about polar bears in the Arctic. That's how opposite the world we live in is. It's a complete bizarro world. It's reversed from reality. Here's the reality. 4,000 sheep dead in South Africa and the East Cape. Now, South Africa was suffering from one of the most severe droughts in recorded history, and that ended in one storm, just like it did over here in California. But it resulted in the loss of sheep, and it was a cold rain. This was a devastating effect. So not only did they lose 4,000 sheep, but they lost thousands of babies inside of these sheep. So all the young that they were preparing for the next season also didn't make it. So there's a huge loss of animals there. And then here's how cockamamie our world is. Oysters and mussels are now producing global warming. So global warming is because of you folks, and also because of the oysters and mussels. If you think this is ridiculous, then you've only started watching. Let's talk about some more flooding. Worst floods hit Vietnam, and 54 die. There's 54 dead. That number is probably higher today. This is from last night. Take a look at this flooding, folks. This is a bridge. That's probably gone. The death toll caused by the latest round of severe flooding across central and northern Vietnam has risen to 54. The number missing to 39. So that death toll will probably be well above 100. This happened. Information was released yesterday. It's the fourth wave of severe flooding to hit Vietnam in several months. And the end of the misery is still not over, as another storm is on the way and expected to hit this region October 16th and 17th, which is the next 3 days. So that's what's going on here. I'm going to end the video on this, and we'll see how it uploads. This is one of the reasons why I got banned yesterday from uploading that video, because of the footage here from Shinamoke, which is a volcano that's erupting in Japan currently. That's not on the global eruption map. So even though we know this is erupting, it hasn't been put on the map saying it's erupting. And that's just the state of affairs right now in the country. Information is being withheld. Animals are really dying because of the cold, but they have to obfuscate the truth. So this is interesting moving forward, how the shift is going to happen. We're going to have all these losses because of cold. They're going to have no way to blame it on global warming. And a lot of this information is not even going to be published, simply because it does not fit the narrative. If you want the real information and if you want the real narrative, subscribe to our channel now and follow us. And this way you'll get the real information, because I'm going to be doing the reporting and I have no bias. I am being attacked currently from every angle from the mainstream. They don't want this information to get out. They're making it as difficult as possible for me to make these videos and to get this information to you. And I'm not the first person to say this. This has been happening to me for years. I've been in activism for a decade. And once you get found out and they know that you're giving information that they don't want people to know in a concise way that has the real story, well, then they get a little worried. So, that being said, we're going to chop the video now. I hope you got something out of the video. I'll be posting another video today on the state of volcanoes worldwide. We're compiling a list, and we're going to be making a graph going forward. And what's coming out in the last 24 hours are articles that are saying that all the hype about Yellowstone supervolcano is true. Do not be duped into thinking that this is just an end of days scenario. Yellowstone is waking up. It could be very catastrophic. And that is the truth. And this is coming from geologists all over the world. I mean, this stories began cropping up after an August meeting of the International Association of Volcanology and Chemistry in Portland, Oregon. Researchers from Arizona State University presented new evidence in August showing that geologic changes we thought might happen over centuries because they have the wrong model could actually occur over the next few decades. And that means it's possible for people alive today to witness geologic events that have been expected to happen on larger timescales. So this is a very telling paragraph coming from the mainstream, the peer-reviewed scientists that are worried that their model of slow change is not true, that catastrophic geology may be the norm, and we just may not have the right model. We may have been seeking the wrong model, and the right model is the sun, and we have all this proxy data from the ice cores. Maybe we should look at the actual history of climate on Earth and make a decision about what's about to happen. So things are changing quickly, folks. A lot of the mainstream are catching on because they're also living on this planet, and they will also be affected by the massive catastrophic changes which are about to hit. And they're waking up. These are the very same people that are going to starve to death as the others that are not prepared. And they're scared. So the truth is coming out, and we're going to be following it moving forward, guys. Be safe today. Hopefully this video gets uploaded. Thanks for watching.